Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.
As India strides towards smart mobility and sustainable infrastructure, electrical safety remains a top priority. The grand finale of Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, took center stage in New Delhi with a sharp focus on the role of electrical safety in driving the future of mobility. Following impactful editions in Mumbai, Chennai and Hyderabad, the event brought together thought-provoking discussions, groundbreaking innovations, and transformative best practices, illuminating the path towards safer and smarter mobility solutions. The evening commenced with an opening address by Rajshekhar Reddy, Vice President Marketing Polycab, who underscored the critical role of electrical safety in building a secure and resilient infrastructure ecosystem.
It's truly a privilege to welcome you all to this wonderful evening. This collaboration between Polycab and CNBC-TV18 has been extremely successful in terms of sparking a conversation among various stakeholders across the country. It has also ensured that we raise the safety quotient in our infrastructure. Polycab, a name synonymous with wires and cables across the country, has been manufacturing safe, innovative, and energy-efficient products for over past 5 decades. With this dedication and support from all of you, we have not only become the leader in India, but we are exporting to more than 79 countries across the world. We would be having curated panel discussions, and eminent panelists are present here today who would be providing their valuable insights into the system. This would be followed by a conclusion on of our infra safety conclaves, which were held across various cities throughout the country. And we will be looking at what are the challenges which are part of this electrical safety, what are the issues and how do we solve them. We take this opportunity to recognize the brave heroes who are with us today here, who put their life in danger to save this society. So a big round of applause for them, please. In the end, I would also request every one of you to take this safety pledge as an individual in order to ensure that the path of Surakshit Bharat leads to Viksit Bharat. So I thank you all for being here today and participating in this discourse. Your support is invaluable, and we look forward to your continuous support in ensuring that this initiative reaches the national scale with maximum reach. Thank you and welcome again.
Guest of Honor, Shri Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarappu, Union Minister of Civil Aviation, delivered a keynote address emphasizing the urgent need for robust electrical safety frameworks to support India's rapidly expanding urban and transport networks.
A warm good evening to each and everyone present here on this important summit. At the outset, I extend my sincere appreciation to CNBC TV18 and Polycab for creating this platform to highlight a critical challenge in India's infrastructure development. Ensuring electrical safety in smart infrastructure and smart mobility is a need of the hour and a need for the future. Coming from the civil aviation sector, I can't stress more on safety because safety is a very important aspect for us. Life in the air seems very, very important, and we have to take care of it very thoroughly, and safety is an important point. But I have to even expand it a little further that life anywhere is a life. Let it be in the air, let it be on the ground, let it be inside a building, let it be while working in the building. So the safety aspect in whatever we are doing is of utmost priority. And a lot of times when we feel that it's not the most important aspect, that is where we lead to a lot of problems. But I'm very happy that this summit concentrates on that infrastructure and infrastructure safety. So I appreciate once again CNBC TV18 and also Polycab for having the discussion which is the need of the hour today. And under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we are witnessing an era of unprecedented growth and urban transformation. And as we align our priorities for the common goal of Viksit Bharat 2047, which is seeing our India developed after 100 years of independence, I firmly believe that in the rapidly urbanizing India, infrastructure safety is not just a priority, but also our all shared responsibility. And I see urbanization as not only expansion of our cities, but also ensuring that that expansion is both inclusive, safe, and also secure. And I commend CNBC TV18 for highlighting the vital issue of electrical safety through a dedicated campaign and also having a dialogue around it and bringing the industry stakeholders and the important people and giving us a direction in the way forward. And India is the most populated country in the world today. And it is projected that 50% of our population will be urbanized by the year 2047. And imagine the immense pressure and the demand that this whole urbanization is going to create. And this calls for a strategized development of our urban infrastructure and urban mobility, focusing on the crucial safety aspect. With electrical hazards posing serious threats to us and the adoption of smart cabling solutions, advanced safety systems, and sustainable construction practices, these kind of solutions are going to be a key in addressing this safety aspect. So the future is undoubtedly electric. What we have to keep in mind is while we are doing this huge investment push in infrastructure, we have to ensure that the systems, the buildings, the standards that we are bringing into this infrastructure is properly, thoroughly thought through, and the safety aspect is not missed upon. And definitely this summit throws a very big light in all of this and in the vision that we all have collectively here together. It is all aligned today, and I feel that this discussion is going to give us some strong outcomes which are to be collectively followed and which are very important for the industry altogether. And I once again extend my heartfelt appreciation to CNBC TV18 and all my friends who are here today participating in this. This is a great conference discussing on a very important topic which is necessary at this point of time. And I would also like to congratulate the heroes who are sitting in front of me, who have dedicated their lives for the service, and especially in the times of those bravest moments, they have come forward and they've offered their support to the people. So personally, I would like to congratulate them. They are an inspiration to all of us. And I once again thank the CNBC TV18 for taking up this initiative. I request each and every one of you that our collective goal is to see our country developed by 2047, which is Viksit Bharat. And to achieve that, to achieve a safe and secure Viksit Bharat, this conference leads us in a very good direction. I thank each and everyone who is participating in this, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to participate in this. Thank you very, very much.
Polycab and CNBC TV18 present Infra Safety, Powering India's Electrical Future.
The first panel discussion, how electrical safety is igniting the smart mobility revolution in India, brought together industry leaders to examine how electrification is reshaping India's transport ecosystem while ensuring passenger and infrastructure safety.
Let me kick this off. I'd like to begin with Amit Bhatt. Amit, as we move speedily towards reaching our goal of electrification, 30% electrification by 2030, how are we doing when it comes to the ecosystem around electric vehicles?
First response is, why are we looking at electrification as a solution? And so if you look at whether it is the climate target that India has or the public health target or even the industrial competitiveness targets, because the automotive sector is transitioning so fast, we cannot be left behind. So we have to switch to electric. The question is what challenges it faces and how do you overcome them? So if you look at cities, if you look at any sustainable city, we have been always talking about it's an integration of transport and land use. But with the rise of electric vehicles, we are now adding a third dimension of energy. So cities have to integrate land use, they have to integrate transport, and they now have to integrate energy in this. And if you look at the whole system of planning cities, we have a very siloed approach. So someone does infrastructure planning, someone does land use planning, someone does energy planning. Going forward, we have to integrate. And what will be the process of this integration, who will take lead, who will bring these three entities together is going to be very important. I think that is something we have to look forward as we move forward into this transition journey.
Right. Let me get in Bikramjeet as well. Bikramjeet, when it comes to looking at international best practices, what can we imbibe and what do we still need to integrate into our rules, regulations, standards around electric mobility?
When we talk about safety, then the first thing that we have to talk about is risk assessment. If we do not know what risk we are entering into when we are entering into electrical mobility or EV chargers, or for that matter, any kind of electrical appliance, we would never be able to eventually find out solutions to what is going to happen. We have to preempt the things, and that is the international best practice. The first is you do a correct risk assessment. The second is that you go in for the correct equipment selection once you've done that risk assessment. The next thing is that you must train your designers and operators to do the job correctly. And finally, it has to be maintenance and inspections.
Uday, let me ask you from an OEM perspective, how much are you really investing in terms of improving the safety of your vehicles, also somehow explaining to your dealers, also customers, on how to maintain these vehicles? Because one thing is to ensure safety at the factory, at the production end, and then at the level of the end user. Give us a sense of the kind of steps you're taking.
Safety is, I think, the most important part, of this, as we go on this, this journey of green energy and sustainability. I think that, one life lost is too many. It could be your sister, it could be my brother, it could be anybody. And I think, we have to value life a lot more. The government, ARAI, ICAT, all the policies have made vehicles a lot more safer. I think for me at OSM, and I think not just me, but the entire ecosystem, safety of our vehicles is extremely important. All the big boys and girls have come to the party in EV, and they've accepted that this is needed. And I think we all owe a responsibility to this country. I mean, it doesn't matter about building the third largest economy in the world or the third largest equities market in the world. We've got to build the third cleanest country. And I hope with safety and better products, we'll get there.
Randhir, you've got a tremendous experience working with electric vehicles. Today, you have an EV startup of your own. You worked with Niti Aayog. You've worked with the likes of Mercedes. Give us a sense of when it comes to having high-speed chargers in the country, what kind of safety infrastructure do we need? And do our current laws, our schemes, such as the PM EV Drive scheme, do they actually envisage those safety mechanisms that we need to have?
The reason is, so I'll just take a quick sidestep and take you to 2018, when government started forming the guidelines and the BIS standards for the charging infra. In 2018, only one general requirements was released. So 17 or 17 series is the one which deals with the charging infra and its guidelines. But 2020 to 2023, now we have more than 13 standards, all related to the charging infrastructure, AC, DC, connector, the earthing, everything is covered. And overall, the series is going to be for the 30 standards are going to come out. And rest other standards currently in discussion. So that is the level of focus by which the safety as far as the charging infra is concerned is being looked at the government level, also from the industry side. Most of the standards are being projected by the industry that now we want to come out with this connector, now we want to come out with this type of charging facilities. So I think from the regulatory perspective, proper mechanisms are there. Only few upcoming things has to be dealt with now.
All right, great points. Anurag, if I could ask you from a OEM perspective, from a company that is into smart cabling, what is the opportunity for the industry that you see here? Clearly, if we want our EVs to be popular, we can't even wait. Right now, if you park a car or scooter at home, you charge it overnight in about 6 to 8 hours. If you want to do it fast, the fastest it can be is 50 minutes. We'll have to have it even faster. But what kind of cabling requirement, safety requirement will this have for the industry? Have you been able to quantify the opportunity over the next 5 to 6 years?
See, the biggest opportunity lies in EVs is that EVs take more than 3 times cables than IC engines. So that itself is a huge opportunity on the table for the manufacturers like us, because by 2030 we are envisaging a huge chunk of EVs coming on the roads. But having said that, the challenge that we manufacturers are facing is that the requirement of these cables results in huge harnesses in the electrical vehicle segments, with extra high current requirement running through very thin walled cables which are required. So challenge for us is to develop the polymers which can sustain those high temperatures. The wide range of operating temperatures from negative to high temperatures have to be developed. We have to find regulations around it. We have to see mandates around it that only certified people can work, only trained people can work, and we as large organizations have to work on creating awareness of promotional events we should continue to carry upon so that the learnings are imparted all across.
All right, great to hear that. With that, we come to the end of this panel discussion. A big round of applause for our panelists for those excellent views, very sharp views.
The second panel, From Power to Platform, Ensuring Electrical Safety in Railways and Modern Transit Networks, explored the integration of advanced electrical safety measures in large-scale transit systems, ensuring both operational efficiency and passenger security.
Now, the issue of safety in railways and modern transit systems has been spoken about year after year. And we were just speaking off stage, and we were speaking about the number of railway accidents which make headlines, unfortunately, year after year. And railways are often very criticized. But we'd like to ask Mr. Vinod Yadav, who's been the former chairman of the Railway Board, a bit of context to understand what railways have actually been doing for railway safety. Mr. Yadav, how would you describe and sum up what the railways has been doing over the last few years?
The biggest challenge before railway is that over a period of time, we could not develop the infrastructure the way it could have been developed due to so many reasons. Now, 2014 onward, really the investment started taking place, and railway has come out with National Rail Plan 2030. Railway runs around 20,000 trains per day, around 9,000 freight trains, 11,000 passenger trains, including Calcutta Metro and Mumbai Metro. The electrical wire which runs over the track, it carries 25 kilovolt. Now, the way we are developing our infrastructure and we want to double our freight, now the freight is 1,600 million ton in a year. We want to take it to 3,000 million ton in next 3 to 4 years. Safety standards has to be of the highest standard, and I'm very happy to say that, as far as electrical safety standards are concerned, railway has been following up the best global practices. And last 4 or 5 years, I've never heard about any major electrical issues, electrical accidents.
Let me also get a view from the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, and we have the Executive Director Electrical at DMRC, Mr. Srinivas Agarwal. When it comes to electrical safety in the Delhi Metro, give us a sense of how much attention, how much time is being given for reviews to increase the levels of electrical safety year after year, and how much are you investing in actually training the workforce to be ready for the challenges that could be posed in the next few years?
Delhi Metro basically is having roughly 400 kilometers of running tracks in Delhi Metro, and Delhi Metro carry roughly 6.5 million daily passenger. So under this pressure, and we are getting only the 4 hours for the maintenance of the system, and we are dealing the 220 volt, 132 volt, and 66 kV volt, and 25 kV volt, and 33 kV volt. So all the high voltage system we are dealing, and similarly we are also dealing with the 415 volt for the running the station services, auxiliary services. To make the preventive maintenance, we have in-house developed IDMS system, that is integrated data management system. Under this data management system, we have put all the maintenance schedule, preventive maintenance schedule in that system. This is basically in-house app. Under this app, what will happen, if any equipment is due for the preventive maintenance, that alarm will goes to the concerned supervisor. If the maintenance not done by them, then it will highlight to the next higher officer, until unless it will completed by them.
I'll also get a word from Hitachi here, Mr. Mangaldev from Hitachi. Mr. Mangaldev, could you give us a sense of the kind of solutions that you're bringing to the Indian Railways to the DMRC, some of the challenges that you foresee over the next few years that Hitachi will try to address?
We have a global philosophy, and especially originating from Japan, where you can see the safety levels are like inborn, in every activity that they do and in every phase of life, in every sphere of their involvement, safety is the highest. So whether it is occupational safety, whether the safety in the factories, or whether safety when we execute projects, or when we participate in different activities of operation and maintenance, safety takes the highest position. And we say that safety is cannot be compromised at any cost, and comes next after safety, much down below is the delivery, the time to deliver a project. So we make sure that safety takes that kind of priority, and then the delivery, and then cost comes at the end.
Let me also get a version from Polycab. Mr. Agarwal is here. Mr. Agarwal, when it comes to modern transit networks, what role does smart cabling really play? And I'd like to ask you a similar question. Over the next 4 to 5 years, which are some of the areas where you would be making the greatest investments to ensure safety of the railway system and modern transit networks?
I have heard that by 2030 we have ample of railway space. So that itself is a big boost for us to go investment for the railway sectors. Now for safety side, if you see, if you talk about the new products, new range, which can bring out safety and which will bring comfort to all of us, I believe sensorized cables is something that we are looking for. I believe the norm should be established where stalwarts like DMRC and Hitachi should come forward and ensure that only sensorized cables are used.
Just a follow-up question, Mr. Anurag. When you speak about electric cabling and its use in railway and DMRC, how much is imported right now and how much is procured domestically?
See, on the power side, if you say, power side is all domestic. When you talk of control side, there are a lot of cables which are still imported on the control side.
Thank you very much to all our panelists, Mr. Mangaldev, Mr. Yadav, Mr. Anurag, and Mr. Srinivas. It's been a great learning on what the railways, the DMRC, and the private sector companies like Hitachi and Polycab are doing to ensure safety on a collaborative manner. Thank you once again for being with us.
Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.